Thank you guys for joining us for a special bonus episode this week of Excuse My Grandma. We're just going to be answering questions from the Ask Grandma Anything that you guys wrote in on our Instagram stories. And it's going to be a really short, quick little episode.
And we have to answer these questions, and it's impossible to not do it because we have these people that constantly are asking us questions.
We're only going to answer a few that everyone wrote in, like the bigger ones, and we will answer the rest on our Instagram stories. So if you don't follow us, please go on there to check that out. Okay, let's do question number 1. What is a good jewelry brand for a young professional to be wearing to work that doesn't look too much? Oh yeah, Adina Eden.
Yeah.
Majuri.
Oh yeah.
They have a lot of just like gold, simple, cute stuff. I do think though, like if you were gifted like a really nice thing, like that isn't too obvious of a brand. I mean, I felt fine when I was going into the workforce wearing like a Van Cleef Clover because most people aren't really looking at that. I think where it gets crazy maybe is like when you're wearing a big diamond or something.
It's one thing if you're wearing an Apple Watch, which I think everybody's sort of resorted to or something like that. That's fine. But I wouldn't wear anything that's too flashy anymore in the city. In the big cities. You can still do it in the suburbs.
Okay. Where did you learn your common sense from? Was it your mother?
I think I learned from my father and my mother, and we grew up respecting certain values that I still believe in today, that you took care of each other, you took care of your community, and you were kind to each other. You were considerate. That considerate and being polite to our teachers, to our superiors were very important in our house growing up.
Thoughts on wearing black, red, or white as a wedding guest?
As a wedding guest?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think you should wear white at somebody else's wedding.
Definitely not.
I think that's not fair. I mean, because the bride should be the focus of attention. However, black or red or anything else, I think is all game. It's not anything wrong with it. By the way, a lot of people have bridesmaids in black. I've never seen red, but a lot of bridesmaids
What would
wear
be
black,
wrong with
and it's
red?
very pretty. And it's very pretty. Actually, your mother's bridesmaid wore beautiful, like a wine color.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the fall, and they wore wine velvet, and it was beautiful.
Well, she said it ended up being a really hot day.
Well, unfortunately, it was 83 degrees in November. I mean, that was and I made them wear white gloves. She wanted white gloves that went
Really?
above her the elbow, and the people were and the air
wow.
conditioning didn't work. It
That
was a
sucks.
nightmare.
How to handle when a couple you're friends with gets divorced?
It's very difficult. In most cases, you end up not seeing either one of them, but you usually pick a side. If you can keep up both, that's wonderful. But I found in my experience, my friends who got divorced, I tended to stay with the woman because I was friendlier with the woman than the men. So that's just how it goes. But I think that's an individual thing, and it is very hard.
This question is kind of funny. How do you master doing laundry while you have kids?
You do it a lot. When they come home from school or from daycare, there's more outfits that need to be washed. And in between, you need to wash a thing of towels. So laundry is a major, major job of anybody who's doing a home with young children in it. And it just takes time. And if you work, you have to figure out when you do it. So usually it's an early morning load and then an afternoon, late in the day load. And catch up on the weekends.
Top tip for living with a man and not driving him crazy?
Well, hopefully you don't drive each other crazy when you're married. I do think both people need a little space, whether you have to take a walk, you have to let him watch his football game, he has to let you go to aerobics class or whatever kind of activity you like. I don't think you can live as an island alone. You have to meet up together, and that's what a relationship is about. But you have to give each other space, and if you know something irritates your partner, don't do it.
What's your favorite thing about being a grandparent?
I think everything. Grandchildren, you can give unconditional love and no criticism for the most part, unless it's Kimmy and I who spend 24 hours together a day. But most of the time, you're really not there all the time. And you're certainly not there for the hard times that parents have to confront in day-to-day living when their children are youngsters. So when the grandparents get them, they can spoil them, and you don't have to listen to all the things that happen during the day that might not have been so smooth. So I think grandparents are there to smooth over issues, give a present, give a kiss, and not to cause any problems with the parents. You got to go along with what the parents want to do. So you better check all that out with mom and dad before you do something.
Okay, we are going to answer the rest of our questions on social media as well, but this was just a quick little bonus episode. Tell me if you guys liked hearing this as an extra boost to your week, and see you in a few days.